Hello everyone and welcome back to the Star Fox Assault playthrough. I'm sorry it's taken me this long to get back to this, but I've had a lot on my plate really. George came back to the channel and personal stuff, and I kind of lost interest in Star Fox for a little bit, but you know what, with Star Fox Zero having now come out, well, I've been out a while by the time this goes out, I reckon. I think it's now time to kind of finish Star Fox Summer, because it's now getting back into summer, and I'm going to try and twist that around so Star Fox Summer was actually this year, and hopefully fool you people into thinking I'm a professional person when I'm clearly not. Now, as you can see by the title of the planet up there, this is in fact Finchina. I can say Finchina, there's no N in there until the end of the word. Yeah, this is the winter planet that we last saw in Star Fox 64. But you may remember in that playthrough it was actually called Fortuna because of a what I think was just a localization error. I don't really know if it was intended to be called that. But we saw Fortuna earlier. It was actually our first mission. I know it's been a while since the last part of this, but So the gimmick of this one really is that it's kind of like there's this huge blizzard going over the entire place, because since we last came here, a climate control centre has been built to kind of stabilise the weather in the region, so people can kind of I guess live there. I don't really know what it's for besides keeping the weather a little bit better, I guess. But you're on your own pretty much for this mission, because because of the bad weather. Nice to see Fox does not value his binoculars, since he just threw them over on his right there. You're pretty much by yourself, since your allies can't really get to you. And I've got to say, I absolutely adore this remix. Well, I keep calling it a remix all the time. It's not a bloody remix. It's like an orchestral arrangement of the Fortuna music from Star Fox 64. I love it. It's actually I think it's called Breaking Through the Ice, and it's actually on the Super Smash Bros. Brawl soundtrack, if you remember from the Star Fox level in that. Actually, speaking of Super Smash Bros. Just in general, the last time I did this, the Wii U game had not actually come out, I don't think. Well, I don't think I've talked about it anyway, and the Star Fox level in that is amazing, and it made me want a new Star Fox game so much. Also, at this point in time, I have not actually played Zero. I have bought the game, I just haven't had time to kind of sit down and play it yet, although I have heard the reviews. And, yeah, I don't know. Very disappointed if I don't end up enjoying it, because it's a game the fans have been wanting for years now, nearly 10 years at this point, which is a ridiculous waiting period for any kind of series, really. Although I can't complain, since F-Zero hasn't had an entry in its franchise in about 11 years now. 11? Probably 12 actually. I can't remember when GX came out. I think it was 2004 or 5. So your allies are basically just kind of waiting around until you just I can't remember what they're doing, to be honest. They're just waiting around for you to finish what you're doing so they can come and help you, basically. I wouldn't say this is one of my favourite missions, just because it's I always kind of forget about it, to be honest. Like, the only really cool thing about it is the music, to be honest. And there's a bit later on which I'm not particularly fond of. It's kind of a gimmick that we haven't done yet, but it's done a little bit more excitingly later on. But of course, because it's an ice level, as you can see, there's ice physics, so like you can do this really weird thing where if you run in a straight line and roll, he won't roll anyway, he'll just kind of roll but still move forward in a way. It's kind of odd. And those kind of big, because like the ice physics, those kind of big crab things with the huge balls on their back, yeah, they can kind of be lethal on this one, because it's hard to kind of get your bearings a little bit. I think this is one of the only levels that on this file I haven't found all the secret flags yet. I don't know, just on guides, I struggle to find them. There's definitely one I can tell you right now, above one of these entrances. I don't think I point it out, but it's definitely above one of these entrances. I actually find this cutscene kind of cool, because it's like one of the first times we've seen Fox in genuine danger in this entire story. Like, I kind of get the feeling if Falco had not shown up, Fox definitely would have died.
Fox?
What's wrong, Fox? Come in.
Quit yelling, Falco. I'm fine. Just a little hitch in the plan.
See what I mean? He barely dodged that.
An ID problem. The sentry bots have taken a liking to me.
Oh, by the way, that reminds me. I don't know if anyone's seen the series yet. I know, Berserker, that you have, but since the last time I did this, I found out of a fan series called A Fox in Space, which is basically a kind of a fan retelling. It's a fan-made animated series, and it's kind of a retelling of Star Fox, I guess. And it's gone up, and it's become immensely popular. If you have not checked it out, I advise doing so, because it has got an amazing. It's an amazing production, is what I was trying to say, and it's kind of a unique kind of tone and setting for Star Fox media, really. It's very Cowboy Bebop-ish, and what I mean is kind of used future. I've talked about this concept a lot in like Cowboy Bebop videos and stuff like that, but what I mean is, if you haven't seen those, Blade Runner, I think that, where everything's in the future, but it's old and it's used, and it's got a very 70s kind of edge to it. The voice acting is recorded in a very 70s old-fashioned way, so everything's got unique kind of tone and sound to it. It looks really great for a fan production. It's just really well written. It's really entertaining. Episode 1 has come out at the minute, and I really recommend watching it. It's a great time, and I've donated money to it on his Patreon. It's just an amazing production, and I wish him all success with it. Although I can see Nintendo being the fun police and taking it down, because they do like to do stuff like that. In fact, they're very well known for doing stuff like that. Falco, thank God you're shown up. As you can see, there were tons of those sentry bots. And then Falco kills me. I love that.
Wow. That was a flashy entrance.
Quit complaining and climb aboard, will you? All right. Hey, just do me a favor.
Oh, I miss all this personality in the Star Fox team.
Being shot down.
Where did it go?
No problem. Hey, Sure Shot, get out your blaster and take care of our admirers, will you?
Yeah, so as that cutscene would imply, we're now riding on Falco's wing, and we're just kind of keeping asteroids off of him, really.
Let's tear it up.
I did think about skipping this whole section, like I'm fast forwarding it,
Looks like the scum are making
but there's not much point. When you're playing it, it feels like it's really long, but you know, there's tons going on. You can get tons of kills and stuff.
someone on the ground's locked onto us.
Also, I felt I might skip through. Oh, if there's only 2 of them, there's no point skipping through them. I was thinking about it, should I skip through the later Wolf one, but you know, there's not much point really. And that one has some cool character interactions between Fox and Wolf. Also, if you want some more dialogue from Falco, if you shoot the ship, he'll say some funny stuff. Actually, that's a nice little tidbit that I found. That if you shoot the ships with the blaster that you're using, you can get some nice dialogue from Wolf and Falco. And I was so I know it's such a small thing, but as a Star Fox fan, I got so happy at finding new dialogue for the characters, and it just made my day when I first found it. And even though we're using this, like, I guess minigun-esque blaster, when you're not confined to it, you can actually switch your weapons. I don't think I do it here because, to be honest, this has infinite ammo, and it is the handiest for kind of getting them, because it kind of auto locks onto the okay, not auto locks, but the shots kind of homing on the enemies. So it is the most helpful, but you can actually get your other weapons out.
This is no joke, Slippy.
I don't know what Slippy was trying to do then. I think he was trying to show off. I think that's what it's trying to imply. I don't know if I've said this in this playthrough yet, but this is still my favourite incarnation of the Star Fox team, and after having seen the original team show up for Star Fox Adventures, I'm a little bit disappointed that they didn't bring Crystal, or didn't bring Crystal back, really, because I felt this team was the most diverse, it had the most interesting characters, and it was just a cool team, and it felt really like a family in this game. They all felt like they had roles they had to fulfill, and I don't know. It made it feel like the team had and the characters had evolved since Star Fox 64. It just feels like a regression to me. And I know maybe that's just the bitchy words of a Star Fox fan who just likes to have his cake and eat it, I guess. But god damn it, I feel like the furry fans of Blunderbuss reviews are going to agree because they like Crystal. And I think just to cover something, I remember Berserker, you said ages ago on a part that, I know we've had this discussion on Sky, but we've talked about how Crystal is seen as a Mary Sue by fans. I don't really see that, to be honest. One of my opinions is, on characters anyway, is there's never such thing as a bad character. It's only bad writers. You can inherently make any character interesting if effort is put in to make the character interesting. But I feel that effort wasn't really made with Crystal. Apart from in this, she has nice little character beats and dialogue with Fox and stuff to help build on what little foundation there was in Adventures. They just needed more. And Command really kind of fucked up there. But what I was hoping for with Zero was a follow-up to Assault, where the character was a little bit older, maybe. In fact, my ideal Star Fox story would kind of be, I don't know actually. I'll have a think and we'll cover it more in a later part what my ideal Star Fox story is. This is something I think is genuine character development from Fox, actually. He's so focused here on getting Pygmy, he forgets about the bigger picture, but by the end of the story, he actually kind of comes to realise it's not about the little victories that matter. I won't spoil it, but in the final mission, he has to make a sacrifice, which is something, at this point in the story, he absolutely would not do. And I think that's really subtle, and again, I don't know if it's just the whinings of a Star Fox fanboy, but I genuinely see that. Now, as for this boss battle, this one isn't, well, I say it's not really hard, but I got instantly shot down and lost my R-wing, but it's not really that difficult. All you have to do is get bombs and kind of shoot it into the gap there as it opens up to shoot the laser at you. Now, the reason I got shot down basically instantly is because the laser he fires is incredibly powerful. See, look, I got hit by it there, just scraped by it, and it took loads of my health away. Fortunately, if you get shot down, Peppy will instantly, I got shot down again, and there's a bit of a glitch for you. I got warped inside of the enemy machine. Unfortunately, you cannot shoot it. This was a mistake. I did not intend to do it, and I forgot about that. It's been a while since I recorded this footage, so I totally forgot that happened.
You must stop them at any cost.
Also, I made a mistake here because my R-wing is so far away from me that I nearly thought I wasn't going to finish the mission in time. As you can see in the top left, you actually have a time limit because otherwise the climate control center is permanently destroyed, so you have a time limit to actually do this. And I thought I was going to fail it because of that glitch. This boss, I like the fact that there are nearly bosses every single level. That's kind of cool, but I feel like this one is definitely gets hit probably the hardest in terms of creativity because it's not a very interesting boss fight, and it's not a very kind of creative or original one, especially in Star Fox canon. I think for my final thoughts for this mission, since we've only got 2 minutes left, and obviously I'm going to win this fight, barely, but I'm still going to win it. I've got to be honest, when I was playing this, I honestly thought I was going to lose this one. I did get pretty bloody close. I mean, look at, I lost my R-wing again, the third time. It's lucky we got paid so much at the end of Adventures. So my final thoughts for this mission really are, it's kind of a mixed bag really. I enjoy the setting and I enjoy the music, but I think the things you're doing aren't exactly interesting. But I would have liked, maybe, as you can see, there are kind of like ice caves everywhere. I would have liked to maybe explore them in a future kind of Star Fox game. Kind of like in Star Wars in Hoth, you know where it's Luke's in the cave with the Snow Yeti, I'll call it. I know what it's actually called, but I like calling it Snow Yeti. You know, stuff like that, doing something a bit different with the setting. You know, we've kind of seen we've seen it now, but in a future Star Fox game, I don't want to see the land of Finchina. We've already seen it now. It'd be kind of interesting to see something new.
Machines are machines, after all. Those without strong wills can be easily...
Oh, a nice little lesson. Thanks, Peppy. We'll be
Those without strong
elaborating on this a little bit later in a later mission. But I'm sorry it's taken so long to get to another part of Star Fox Assault. They'll be a bit more consistent now, and we've only got a little while left until the end of the game, really. Probably another 6 parts. Yep, next mission will definitely be finding Pigma. And it looks like something a little kooky is going with our pulled pork friend. I'll see you next time in the Star Fox Assault playthrough when we go through Meteo and finally capture Pigma.
All ships home safely. The climate control center is still working. Nice job.